Okay, so um, last time I showed you how to make a door for the Minecarts to get through. Yep, it works pretty good from either direction. The only downside of it was that it took up 10 whole blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's 10 blocks wide, which is twice as wide as your pistons actually are, so it wasn't very space efficient. So I decided to try and fiddle with it a little bit, try and make it a little bit smaller, and I've actually gotten it to the point where it's still just as deep. You need 2 blocks of space below where the track is, but you only need 6 blocks across now. See, we go down in here. This side is whichever side. In the old version, this side was the one that went down deeper. Now it's on the track piece side. Top is exactly the same as before. 2 pistons, 2 blocks, 1 piston, and a track piece. So everything above ground level is exactly the same. Below ground level, what I've done is I've moved this detector rail 1 space closer to the door, just because that's as close as you can get it to be, and still work, or at least still be the same space. You could probably come 1 forward, but this torch might interfere with the redstone here, and you'd have to come back around to hook onto the detector anyway. So this is really as close as you can get. From there, on track side, you come down 1 block, over 2, and then this is that same sort of NOR gate that we did last time. That torch powers this block, which keeps this torch turned off, which means that this piston is retracted in the default state. Now, I've found that you have to have it drop off right next to where the detector is. So power comes from the detector down to this block. You have to drop off, and it has to turn at that point. If you come over like this, it won't work. And if you were to say, I don't know, any other arrangement of this doesn't work. You can move these 3 pieces back and connect them straight ahead with torches. You can have the detector here with redstone here, here, and over there. That works. You can extend it back as far as you can, but to be the smallest, you only need 2 spaces away from the torch to get it to work. And if you want, you can move this detector rail back and then just run torch directly underneath the track until you get to this point. It works just fine. You can see that's what I did on this side. I moved it back to my original spacing. 1 piece of redstone moves forward, and it powers everything, and it works on this side. On this side, we have, again, come over 1 from, start on this side. This is the compactor side. So here's where the power comes from the detector. It comes over 1 and into this repeater. And again, you have to have it arranged so that it doesn't look like it's turned into the repeater. You can't have this wire pointing in. If you were to move, say, have your redstone come off here, you cannot have your repeater here and then a redstone here. So this arrangement would not work. For some reason, it seems like there's each one of these spaces you move back counts as a tick. For some reason, having it come straight off or gets off by a half of a tick, half of a second, or whatever the count is. Same thing by same thing by when you come down on a turn. That seems to get everything off on this side by a half tick. I don't know why that does that, but that's just what I found, and that's how it works. So I don't know if somebody probably got some research into that somewhere, I don't know, but that's just what I found. So then these two repeaters come into this redstone, which powers this block, which will turn this torch off, which will turn this off, which retracts these two pistons. And sheep, you're in my way. Okay, so see, I'll show you how it works, unless I screwed this up horribly. See, it still works just as well. I have found it to be a little bit more, I don't know, finicky than my old design, but it's not too bad. The door seems to close a little bit faster for some reason, so that's something to look out for. And normally it doesn't stick like that. I think the sheep was in the way when I went through last time. Sometimes it does do like a double start. When you come over this this detector, it'll leave this, either this block back or this piston will stay extended for a second too long. But when you come over the second detector, it usually sorts itself out. So it works. It's just not quite as reliable, I don't find, but it takes up considerably less space, and again, you can move where your detector is at back as far as you want. Move it back to here, it'll still work, and then you can put some repeaters on a high delay up until this point, and that'll, you're going slower, you could do that, or if you just want to trigger it from farther away for some reason, so you got another mechanism you want to trigger from this same detector, and it's easier just to hook it up here instead of up to here, you can do that just as well. So anyway, that's all I thought I would show. My new and improved, I guess, Minecart door Mark II, or whatever you want to call it, or the compact version of the door. To me, it doesn't seem to work quite as well for some reason, but it works probably about 95% of the time, and it takes up considerably less space. So I just thought I'd show that, update my video, and hope this helps some people out. So if you have any problems getting this to work, I say this redstone, getting it this tight in here gets a little bit finicky for some reason, but the two most important parts are drop off straight into a turn on this side to get your cycle a half second off, and for this one you need this redstone wire here not facing into either detector. You get this side off by half a second. So anyway, that is all I have to show, and again, if you guys have any questions or if you need me to show anything better or anything, let me know and I'll try to help you out. Alright, thanks. Bye.